And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills.
I can't catch a break, guys.
Yeah.
Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys.
People think, oh, well, cleaning your room, that's just a cliche. It's like, yeah, really, eh? Just go ahead and try it.
If people had any idea how powerful sleep is for healing from anything, and the fact that it's free.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock.
Podcast. And we're live. How are you, Gary? What's the crack?
Not so bad, Brandon. Yourself?
Can't complain. All is well. Sure, I'm here in lockdown in my lovely house. All's going well.
Oh yeah, same as myself.
Yeah, you're still working away, or what way you working as?
I am still very busy. Busy at the supplying for all the medical and food companies at the moment. I'm working in a warehouse supplying packaging, so it's all go for me, non-stop. So yeah, no rest at all.
No rest for the wicked.
No, not a bit.
So you didn't stop at all?
No, non-stop completely. So it's no, I haven't had a minute. I took a week off just to get away from it, but other than that, no, it's just all systems go for me.
It was better that than not to have a job, isn't it, really?
Oh yeah, this is it, yeah. It's good. It keeps you in sort of routine as well, you know, instead of...
Just for the people listening, Gary, what is it that you do?
I do a bit of warehouse work, and for a packaging company, we supply boxes and pallet wrap, basically all sorts of packaging for the medical and food companies, and broader range after that, but at the moment it's solely for them. So I'd be doing a lot of warehouse work, and then other than that I'd be out on the road sort of fixing machines, doing machine work and calling to people and making sure everything's up to date with them.
Nice
So
one,
that's basically my role.
Do you like it?
It's fine, it's a job, it keeps me going, you know.
Pays the bills.
It's not ideal, you know. Ideally I'd love to be out there running every day of the week. That's my job, but
Yeah, you like to get paid to run, that'd be cool.
oh, absolutely. Not
What
maybe allowed to, but you know.
Yeah, well, here, that's the other side of it. And you're a dad. How many kids do you have, Gary?
I have 3 kids, 21, 15 and 12.
So your hands full.
Absolutely.
Thereabouts.
And a wife, of course, a good wife.
Good stuff, and she's your rock.
She is. She keeps me sane.
She minds the kids when you're out running crazy miles.
She does the lot.
So what I was going to ask you, Gary, is just really quickly before we kind of get stuck into the main reason you're here, is what was your reason for joining Fighting Fit?
Basically, basically all my whole thing was just running. That's it. Nothing else. I didn't do anything else. And I wanted to sort of improve my fitness. I thought I was fit until I joined Fighting Fit, but I was far from it. And just basically coming into I joined sort of coming up to Christmas of December 18, I think it was, and just wanted something to keep me going for over the winter months. And I thought, sure, I'll give it a go. Sarah recommended me to try it out, give it a weekend, as you know, and just went from there and never looked back. It improved my running, improved overall everything. Couldn't fault it.
Yeah, well, appreciate the feedback. No, it's a big difference moving from kind of, and it works both ways, but it's a big difference moving from running into kind of weight training and hit training and all that kind of stuff. As it is if you're doing hit training and weight training, moving into running, there's a big shift.
Yeah, I had done it in the past, all right. I had done just your normal gym work and left it, and then just let myself go, and then got into running. And then now sort of just amalgamated both of them, you know, into the Fighting Fit and the running, and it's worked a treat.
Yeah, it's nice we blend, because you're getting that strength and conditioning, and then you're also getting that, you know, was for you sport specific. So you're getting, obviously with running, there's no better supplement than actually, you know, getting out the miles.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
And when did you start running?
Started running around about May of 2009.
And did you ever have any kind of history running with that before? Or?
Never. I'd done gym work for about, I'd say 10 years before that, but I hadn't done any gym work in about 8 to 10 years, gap between that and my running.
Did you ever play any sports growing up or anything like that?
I used to play golf. I used to be I was about 6 months away from signing on as a professional golfer.
No, actually, you told me that before. That's really cool.
So, and then I packed that in around about 96, early 96, and just never played again. Lost interest. Never went near it. No interest at all in it anymore. So,
Oh, really?
decided then to go into sort of the gym and do a bit of gym work, and got very, I suppose, tunnel vision into that. Just
That's a little bit of your mindset, though, isn't it? I suppose it was like that with the golf, and then that's why you got so successful with it, and then switched off that onto the gym, tunnel vision, and then you took onto the running.
The running, yeah. It's all or nothing.
And what do you remember your first run?
I do. I remember it very well. I'm living in Bay State, and I actually got in the car and drove to the Navy Bank. I wouldn't even run to it.
Oh.
And I parked at the football fields to the Navy Bank and attempted to run the length of the Navy Bank and back up again. And I got about halfway down and stopped and walked back.
Oh, that was you finished then?
Couldn't do it. I was about 105 kilo at the time.
Ooh.
So the weight was on big time. And like I said, I hadn't done anything in a few years. So.
And what's your weight now, Gary?
I'm at about 73, 74 kilo.
Yeah, so quite a bit heavier than you are now.
Yeah.
And then you went from running the half. So is the Navy Bank up and back a mile?
It's a mile from sort of the pillar to more or less the end, just the full length.
So one length is 1 mile?
Yeah.
So you ran half a mile and stopped?
So ran about half a mile, stopped and walked back and got into the car, went home.
And then your biggest achievement to date is the ultra marathon, would you say?
And I did the ultra marathon in, I don't know what year it was, 2016, I think it was. Yeah, it was 65k, 40 miles.
That's crazy.
And it was up and down mountains, so it wasn't even a flat run. So it was, to be honest, it was torturous, but it was good to do it.
Yeah.
Good crack.
Would you say that that's your biggest achievement to date, or is there any other kind of success? Well, let's talk health and fitness wise anyway.
Running wise, yeah, it's my biggest. Yeah, I'd like to do more, but longer. But achievements to date, I don't know. I never actually thought about it. I just like to sort of live as I'm going along, see what happens.
And what was the approach? How did you go from half a mile on the Navy Bank to running? What was it?
65k or 40 miles.
Goodness me.
I know we're going miles to kilometers. I'm still in miles at this.
Yeah, no, we're working miles just for handling sake.
Right. Going from that to that. After that first day, I went back again. About 2 days later, drove back again and attempted it. And I think I must have got the full length or something. And I just sort of progressed. Eventually, I was able to actually drive. I drove for, I'd say, the first couple of months. Never left the house. Never didn't want anyone to see me running.
Yeah.
So after a while, I eventually got the length of Navy Bank back up the Point Road and round. So it was about 2.5 miles back to the car. So I did a loop. And I was delighted. Thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, it's right.
And then, I think it was that June, there was the women's mini marathon, and I knew it was a 10k run. So I decided the day before, at home here, I'll do a 10k, and I did it. And it was all sort of baby steps, and just went from there. Just went from the 10k, then up to try a half marathon, and then. No, I tell a lie. I'm sorry, I tell a lie. It was around about then, after about a month or two into the running, when I started, I decided I'm going to do a marathon. It was just straight in. I'm going to do a marathon. And I was at this stage, and I remember I was about 110 kilo. So I signed up there and then for the Dublin Marathon that year, that October. So that was May, June, July. I was 5 months away, 6 months away.
Oh my goodness.
And initially I sort of said to myself, I'll do it to finish it. I don't care about times. And then me being me, eventually got from 5 hours. I'll do it in 5.5 or 5 hours, 4.5 hours. Eventually set a time sub 4. Sub 4 hours, first marathon. So I went out there, and I'd say it was about 85 kilo at the time, I'm guessing, roughly.
So you lost, what was that? You lost like 20 kilo?
I lost about that. I lost a shed load.
Yeah, and was there any kind of nutrition approach, or was it just
No, I got everything on my own, everything off the internet, the whole running program off the internet. I just sort of cut back on a lot of the food wise, and just went from there. Just the running base. I ran at that time 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and it just paid off. And I did it in 3 hours 57 minutes.
Brilliant. So you hit your goal. That's class.
So first marathon, yeah. So that was that. And
sorry, just kind of briefly, what was your experience with the marathon? How did you find it?
First one, brilliant, unbelievable. It couldn't. The atmosphere was unbelievable. It just, the emotions coming up towards the line, the last mile or two, and crowds are 5 deep in the cheering you on, and you have your name across your chest, and everyone just shout. You think everyone's just shouting at you. You're the only one there, even though there's thousands around you. But it's surreal. It's surreal. It's brilliant.
So you'd recommend people try and run a marathon?
Oh yeah, I always said do one. I always said I'll do one, so I did it.
And how many more did you do after
that? 9.
9. You see, you've done 10 marathons.
I've done about 10 marathons. Yeah.
Fair
play.
Including
that's including one over the mountains. I did about 2014.
What was your time on that
I did a trail one over the mountains.
What was your time with that one?
That one was actually the same year I did my personal best in Dublin. So the two of them sort of clashed together. And to give you an idea, sort of, I was at my fittest at that stage, I thought. And I did the Dublin Marathon in 3:23. And same fitness, I did the trail one in 5.5 hours. So you can imagine the amount of hills and.
Yeah.
But it was, again, it's a different marathon, but it was brilliant. Poured rain.
I ran a half marathon with you before, and honestly, you're like a wee mountain goat.
That was the same run.
It was the same run, except
same run, only a year further. We started in Newcastle.
Oh my god!
Running back to Cabroni.
That was a crazy run. I nearly died after that one. But I remember when we were running, there was no catching you on the trails. You know, it's like I could pace you out kind of on the roads, but on the trails, it's just you're next level. You were so nimble.
Yeah, it was like cat and mouse, that race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was good. I nearly died at the end though.
Oh well, I did.
And then where along this journey did you do the ultra?
Did the ultra? I did that in, I think it was 2016. I think that's the year I didn't do a marathon or any marathons because I wanted just to do an ultra. I wanted to I wanted to do an ultra. I'd done enough marathons and I want to bring to the next level.
And what was your training approach to doing an ultra? How did that differ? And sorry, just for anybody who doesn't know, a marathon's 26 miles, isn't it?
26 mile, 42k, yes.
So you went from not being able to run half a mile or just about a half a mile off the couch at 105 kilo to running 26 miles 10 times.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And then, sorry, then again, where along this did we do the ultra?
I think it was 2016. I think it was 2016 or 2017. No, it was 2016. I think it was.
And you started running in what year?
2009.
2009. So 7 years later.
Yeah, I probably could have done it sooner, but I was told not to. I was advised not to because a certain other person had seen me crossing the line of marathon, grey as a ghost, and says, if you like that crossing the marathon, there's no way on earth you're doing an ultra.
Yeah.
So I was no the whole time, and I managed to talk her around at one stage, and that was it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was,
how did the training start? How does that differentiate from the marathon training? Or
it's not. It didn't change an awful lot, to be honest, Brandon. It's during the week I still did my 2 runs. I only did 2 runs during the week, and at the weekend, instead of doing one long run, I did it back to back. So I did say I did 18 miles on a Saturday, I do then another 18 miles on a Sunday. Or as it got higher, I did maybe 30 miles on a Saturday and then did 20 on a Sunday as my sort of big runs coming up to it.
Crazy.
And now they were all over the mountains.
Yeah. Sorry, was the ultra, is that like a trail or like a road marathon?
It was trail. It was along the Giant's Causeway coast.
Oh my goodness.
So you're basically doing the first 2 miles on the beach, soft sand on the beach. and then it's you run along the coastline, along the shoreline, and next thing you're up on top of the mountains, and then you're down again, and then it's basically up and down the whole way until you turn at about mile 27, and then you come back in yourself at last half marathon, 13 miles, and again it's up and down.
So it's like a back and forth kind of thing.
It's sort of they dropped me about 13 miles back along the way, and I come sort of back towards where I was.
Yeah.
And then you meet the half marathons who are doing a marathon.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah.
So the marathon is basically out and back. So it's 13 out and 13 back, but I was dropped 30 miles back from that to start with.
Yeah.
So you meet the marathon runners, and then you go on, and then you come back again.
That's
all along the coast. Now, I have to say the views and scenery, fantastic, unbelievable, but the legs and the lungs just weren't the best.
Yeah, horrible experience.
Good and bad. Bad. Yeah.
Did you, in all your running, have you experienced much of the wall?
I did that day, believe it or not, and probably one other during the marathon. I'd say once I've done it, but other than that, no.
Yeah, okay.
It's all down to your, I suppose, nutrition and training. And the 2 times that I hit it were just, I had no nutrition on me. I had nothing on me.
Okay.
Like the ultra marathon, I started with a shoulder bag, with a bag on my back with all the different bottles and everything else. And I also had a box sitting at mile 30, so I could change clothes and change reloading all the food and fuel. I did the full 65k, Brandon, and I still had my initial drinks on me.
Oh, jeez.
And I didn't touch the box. I did nothing.
How come?
Up there, I did all the training and did all the nutrition and the training and all, and I had it all in my head. Every time I come to a sort of a rise or a climb, I'd take my whatever it is energy I had, and it just never happened. I just got caught in the moment, as a lot of people do in races.
That's actually so true. Yeah.
Even still, I'm doing that, and I did it there during the ultra, and it just knocked me for 6. I just got caught with all other guys, and I thought, this is easy. And so I'd only 4 or 5 miles done at this stage.
Yeah.
I thought, that's just great crack. Should have only another 30 odd miles to go.
Yeah.
But no, didn't do it. And by the time I was trying to get it in, I was completely depleted. I had no energy. I couldn't even climb stairs.
Yeah.
There were steps up and all along the coast that's run. That sort of climb you up to the top of the mountain, like along the giant causeway itself. And I had to stop 3 or 4 times to even climb the steps. I just had no energy. So.
And what mile was that at that you hit the wall there?
Oh, probably 2. No, I'd say it was around about mile. When I really hit it, I'd say it was about mile 30.
Mile 30. Even still, that's not bad going.
Yeah, I'd done the half marathon, and I did in a good enough time. And I thought, if I get back now, I'll still be able to do a reasonable time. But I practically walked the last half marathon.
Yeah.
To be honest, I did a lot of walking. Just nothing. I had no energy, nothing to do.
Yeah. And so, is it on your bucket list to do it again, or?
I said no, and I said I'll do it once off. So yeah, I mentioned to do another one.
Yeah. Okay. And me and you have set a little goal for ourselves to maybe run 50k.
Yeah, that's a wee ultra, isn't it? Anything over 26 miles or anything over 42k is an ultra.
Yeah, so I'm going to touch on to that. Now, I've never even ran a marathon before, and I know when I ran a half marathon, I think it was my first half marathon, I hit the wall, and I remember people kind of describing the wall to me before, and I, for whatever reason, got the impression it was a mental block. And I remember thinking, like, I've been through some wars with boxing and training and even just life in general. I remember thinking, there is no mental block that I'm going to hit that's going to stop me. And the wall is a physical block for anybody who doesn't know.
Physical, emotional, it covered, everything's covered.
But it's basically your glycogen tank depletes. Essentially, You've got no electrolytes, and your muscles essentially just stop working. Your blood sugar will start to tank, and it's not a nice place to be for whatever reason, because the stars aligned and somebody was watching out for me. I had skipped all the sugar stations all along the way, And I had kind of trained at, I trained maybe like maybe a 2-hour pace. And on the day, as I said, the atmosphere is electric, and it was my first ever half marathon race, and I was just bombing along. And I remember the pacing. I'm not sure if it was poorly paced, but I remember following a pacer, and he was I think he was like an hour 45. And I don't think he finished an hour 45. Maybe he did. I was probably too done at the end. But he was really slow at the time, and I remember thinking, this is way too slow for me. I could do really, really well here.
Yeah.
So I was booming along anyway, flying along, skipped all the sugar stations. Like I said, I didn't need them. And on the last one, I managed to, we were just at the roundabout. It was from Newry to Dundalk, and we were just at the roundabout just outside the town. And I took a load of sweets off whoever had them, wolfed them into me. And about 5 minutes later, my body just tanked. Like, I mean, just dropped. Like, I could feel bone on bone. I could feel the crunch of the ground. I could feel my tendons is what I was running on. I had no muscle strength left. It was all tendons. And and then just about 5 to 6 minutes later, I could feel the sugar just literally seeping into my muscles and just getting a little bit of life back. And them sweets literally carried me from Dowdall's Hill to the square, and I honestly couldn't lift my legs for days after.
Yeah, it's not a pretty sight at all.
Yeah, there was photos of me and I looked like a zombie. It was just horrible. I mean, there's a photo of me running, and generally it looks like I've got tears in my eyes. Like I was just in pain.
Yeah,
Strange.
Nice.
It's fun. Nice. It's fun. It's funny though, because you end up saying, "Oh, I'm going to do another one."
Oh yeah. We have no sense at all.
The runner's bug.
Yeah.
Once you catch it, that's it.
Yeah, so we'll see now what's next on the agenda. I don't know. I've nothing really solid planned yet, but I'd like to do another ultra.
Yeah, well, I wonder when we're going to be able to start doing marathons and half marathons and ultras now with the COVID. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's looking like it could be some time.
Yes.
So, who knows? Or maybe they might start doing 4-day events or 4-day events with a quarter of the numbers. You never know.
Yeah, you don't know what they're going to do. You wouldn't know.
What was I going to say to you? Yeah, so since joining Fighting Fit, Gary, what's your biggest achievement since joining the gym?
I suppose my overall fitness and the nutrition helped an awful lot. When I went into it at the start, I thought I was fit. I thought, oh, sure, I'm off the back of an ultra here, and I've done marathons. I run all the time. This is going to be easy. Yeah. But
it's only 30 minutes.
What?
It's only 30 minutes.
Oh yeah. It's 30 minutes of torture, but it's good torture.
Yeah.
But no, I thought I was grand, but I learned very quickly now I had a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I'd say a couple of months into it, it started clicking and started getting things right.
Yeah.
And I just like to push myself anyway. I've been told not to take a step back, but I'll just keep pushing.
Yeah.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I feel a little bit the same. It's kind of like, you can live life very kind of modestly and mild, but it's I don't know, it's just not as fun.
No. Plus, as well as that, now I think I lost about 10 kilos since joining Fighting Fit. I was around about the 80 something mark, 80, 82, 85.
And when was the last time now? What weight are you now?
I'm about 73, but I was at 69 at one stage.
Pretty stuff.
When training was going good.
Yeah.
But I took a wee rest, I'm sitting back.
Yeah, COVID season.
Yes.
Yeah, the couch is a little bit comfier. Maybe the steps aren't as high as they used to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what's the biggest change to maybe your nutrition now since you kind of started getting a little bit of coaching?
It's the simple things. It's the likes of the chocolate and the minerals. Just it's the temptation, staying away from them, trying to stay away from them as long as possible. But it's cutting out those one or two things makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
huge difference. It's not a matter. It's not having to change everything. It's just even those one or two things, and you notice the difference.
Yeah, it's small.
It's like everything else. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. live good and bad as well. So
yeah,
in
you
the
can't
longer
be too extreme. You can't just cut out everything all at once.
that's it. It's like running a marathon, you know. You have to take bit by bit, mile by mile,
That's it.
and eventually you'll get there.
Sometimes you think it's never going to happen.
No, and sometimes it doesn't. But
Yeah. Well, that's
you
it
know,
as well. Sometimes you hit a wall.
yes, but you just
Um,
back.
Well, Gary, just off that, then we'll just kind of wrap it up now very shortly. Do you have any advice for anybody out there who maybe, you know, they're maybe where you were back before you started your whole fitness journey, maybe back before you started ever your first run? If they were where you were, what would you like somebody to tell you?
Going out running, it's not a race. Go out and just don't worry about times at all. Don't worry about how you run and what other people think of you. You're the only person you're trying to beat is yourself running. And the main thing is enjoy it. For a good few while, I did not enjoy running, but I still went out and did my runs. But the main thing is just keep plodding along. And if you don't want to go out and run, go out, at least go out and plan to go out, do 1 mile. And if you still don't want to do it, come back. And 9 times out of 10, you will keep going out in that run.
Yeah.
So there's times you won't want to, but it's just a matter of keeping going. Eventually you will get there. Eventually the miles will sort of gradually get up if you wanted to do that, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Cool, Gary. Right. Well, thanks very much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming in and talking to me.
Thank you, Brandon.
You're a
Thanks.
bloody legend. Fair play to you, and hopefully we'll get these, even if we have to run 6 meters apart, we'll get these 50K done.
Oh, we'll do no bother. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll carry each other. We might do even more. So we'll see one day.
Yeah, we'll see on the day. See how the training goes, maybe.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Gary. Thanks so much. See you later.
Thank you, Brandon. All
Thanks a
right.
lot.
Good
Bye.
luck.